was born like a fire in the eye of a hurricane. Always told, stay in line, be alright, better play it safe. I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I've passed the point of no return. Something is calling me, it's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Fly so high they can't touch us. So top notch, none above us. We done came so far, now we up now. Had a vision, stuck to it, never back down. Never had much, now we own the whole thing. Spread it all around the world, watch it all change. Came alive, now they all see the greatness. Light shine so hard they can't take it.
Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Come alive.
I walk a different path, nothing can hold me back. I passed the point of no return. Something is calling me, it's in the air that I breathe. Bring me back to life again. Dancing with my fear, burning with desire. We gon' take it to the edge and come alive. Go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Sarah, I hurt myself today trying to make the pain go away. Sarah, I want to fade away, be with the stars in outer space. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low. But I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's my leave for the melancholy. Could he fill a hole inside me? Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xannies till I know my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. lost myself today trying to find ways to make you stay. Sarah, I want to go away, close my eyes, never wake up again. You come and you go, you take me high, you take me low, but I don't know how to do this on my own anymore. Oh no, now it's Molly for the melancholy. Cody, fill a hole inside me. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now it's Xanny, still I know my psyche. Cocaine just to feel my heartbeat. Nothing to lose, nothing to gain. Sarah.
No pulse and all alone. Time's not kind and it won't let go. No thoughts left in my head. My mind's not mine and it won't forget. But you bring me back from my darkness black. Cause the soul in me and the heart I have for you. It bleeds for you, it beats again. Oh, you bring me to life. 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 Bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life. Now you bring me back to life. Bring me to life. No. I stopped on my side, tried to run on a faulty line. I'm safe only, even though we burn from the light I bleed. But she bring me back, not a heart attack could take away all the love I had for you. It bleeds for you, it beats again. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life. Oh, you bring me to life.
a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime, I can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh, I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh, I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you want it to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh, I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh, dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody.
We're so far, but so far from close. It's so hard to find my destiny. Try not to drift apart, 'cause you'll be right back at the start. And I don't wanna keep on falling. I gotta stay recalling memories we've lost and found. Explain to me what it's all about. I don't want your empathy, I just want another enemy. I'm not gonna change a thing for you. I'm over middle ground, and I really wanna burn it down. I'm not your friend, and I won't pretend I am. So don't reach out, and I mean that. I'm under siege, and I need you to see that. You're on one side, I'm on another, and we will wage war upon each other. I'm no angel, you're not either. I'm at a fever pitch, you're at a leisurely pace. I'm unscathed, I'm unafraid. A warm welcome to the war game.
Welcome to the war game. You're no ally of mine. Your life is a kind of lie, and I know that I won't change your mind. We have no common ground, and we're never gonna figure it out. So don't get friendly, get angry. I'll bury you down by the bar. So don't reach out, and I mean that. I'm under siege, and I need you to see that. You're on one side, I'm on another, and we will wage war upon each other. I'm no angel, you're not either. I'm at a fever pitch, you're at a leisurely pace. I'm unscathed, I'm unafraid.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the ECPI Twitch channel. I am Mr. Rith. I am an ECPI Rams player, and we got a great game tonight. It's the first game for the NACE Rocket League fall season. And remember to our viewers, if you are a Twitch Prime member, you can subscribe for free to the ECPI Rams channel. And here with me is my co-host, DBN.
Hello, everybody. My name is DBN. I play for the ECPI Rocket League team. And today we have a great matchup today. We have ECP Rams versus the West Virginia University Tech. and they're going to be playing for their first game for the NACE Rocket League fall season. Today's game is going to be a best of 5. That means the first team to get 3 wins is going to take the whole entire game. And just a little recap of what happened yesterday for the first game of the ECPI Rams ECAC fall season debut. They swept the entire match with a 3-0 lead against Northern Maine Community College. And for each one of those 3 matches, they were able to get 6 goals per match. Now, NMCC was able to put up a good defense, but unfortunately, they were not able to fend off against the monster that was ECPI University and their aggression and intensity that was able to eventually get them the win. Hopefully, they'll keep that same intensity today and will bring us to victory in these coming matches. I want to give out a quick shout out to our sponsors, HP Omen and Game Fuel. Thank you for sponsoring this event. And also for those of you who don't know what Rocket League is, Rocket League is basically just the game of soccer with rocket-powered cars that would have fun mechanics to it, bunch of rocket boost, aerials, and just the whole concept that everybody loves about soccer. Back to you, Mr. Rith.
Thank you, DBN, for that beautiful introduction and a recap of what happened last week to what's going to happen tonight. All right, let's get to it. All right, John. Usually when I'm playing Rocket League, I just tinker around and just try to hit the ball and, aimlessly drive around. That's basically it, and try to get it into the goal. Is there a strategy or anything that is associated with this?
Okay, so the strategy of Rocket League is definitely to communicate with your teammates and also adaptability. You'll hear me talk a lot about adaptability tonight. And if any of those who are returning from the stream yesterday, you saw that ECPI was able to adapt well to NMCC's defensive line and go on the aggressive, which ended up with how many goals they were able to put on NMCC's net. That is mainly the biggest strategy you can get in Rocket League, is just reading your opponent's movements, seeing what muscle memory mistakes they make, and what plays they do most often, and being able to adapt your defense and offensive players to those reoccurring moves to be able to come up with a strategy to put goals on net.
That's awesome. And so this is there certain strategies that our team has and can read on other teams as we're playing them?
So as it goes for strategies for our team and things like that, I don't think that is probably a good idea to share on stream. Although I am going to say that our team is really good at communicating, and definitely the team player build that they have been working on in the season has paid off, and their practice will pay off like it did yesterday and hopefully today as well. I'm hoping these guys bring out another fabulous show like they did yesterday. There was a couple really good goals from Sad Lonely Bard and from Lurky, who you're going to have to watch out for. He is putting these goals from who knows where, above the net, side of the net, right on goal. You just don't know what to expect with this team. They are they have wowed me and the audience yesterday, and I'm hoping we get the same excitement today.
That's awesome. Thank you again. Another thing that I've always wondered is that when I played, I would buy the coolest looking cars, the coolest looking wheels, and attach any of the coolest looking accessories. Is there a specific guideline that you play by that helps the game be better in regards to beneficial in getting a victory?
So as it goes for items and accessories and things like that, I personally don't put anything flashy on my car because I think it is too as distracting in game. So I'll have a very still decals and things, so that way I can focus more on the game than I am on my own car, because some of those things get pretty bright and it can be distracting to the eye, especially if you have like super bright titanium white let's say flame god. If anybody doesn't know what that is, it's like this skin that has like a flame decal that flows right across the car. That can be distracting sometimes, and you don't want to be looking at that in the entire game, especially with boost too. That can be distracting depending on like what kind of boost you're using. It can get into the visual capabilities that the player has, like you can't see as much of the field, and also the noise can sometimes be distracting and annoying over time. So in that regard, it's, you know, like you can have flashy skins and all that kind of stuff. It's just, you know, use moderation, or are you willing to give up the performance for quality?
Thank you again. That definitely will help me with the next time I play Rocket League. I'll be a lot more focused. And I also wanted to ask, I've seen some really crazy shots before. Is there anything that in particular that you've seen that just caught your mind and just wow, I can never forget that?
Okay, so from yesterday's match, there were a couple shots that were very well done by our own players. There was a double touch off the backboard by Sad Lonely Bard, and he was able just to read it right off the backboard, dunking it on the opponent's net. That was a pretty good highlight. We're gonna have to watch out for more of those today, because I bet that the Sad Lonely Bard will not disappoint us today with a couple of those flashy shots. Lurky was able to get a double touch off the sidewall, and I believe he was able to get an actual flip reset, which is when the bottom of the player's car comes in contact with the ball in midair and is able to gain another flip. So what most trick shotters and freestylers in Rocket League will do is they'll press their car up against the ball, against the wall when they're traveling towards it, and they'll gain another flip, and then they'll try to like hit it off the wall, come back, and then hit back into it to hit it back into the net. There was a goal, I believe, that Lurky hit yesterday that was just like that, really exciting. And then one more goal that they scored yesterday that was definitely a big moment was when Sad Lonely Bard, I believe, put the second goal on net for the first game of that whole matchup. He did a redirect that was a beautiful pass by Mikey to Sad Lonely Bard, who was able to just redirect it at a sharp angle onto net, and that was pretty sick.
That's so cool. I mean, you talking about all these trick shots and stuff, and it's crazy to think that I do that on accident, and these guys are doing it on purpose. That's crazy. It must take a lot of practice. I take it that you do a lot of practice on this as well.
Yes, just like the routines that I do and that all of these players do, they practice this stuff every single day. It is good to make sure that once you learn a mechanic, you get it down into muscle memory. If you don't have it in muscle memory, don't do it in game, because with muscle memory comes experience, and experience becomes repetition. So it's good for these players just to really hone it into their skill set and to make sure that they are able to repeatedly do the same exact move over time. So I just want to let all the people in the audience know that, oh, it looks like we are actually going to get into our first game. So we're going to get right into it. ECPI versus NVU Tech. As we are waiting for our other team to join. Sometimes the servers right now are kind of having some technical difficulties because there is a lot of players who are queuing up in the database. and Epic did take over the whole platform. So there's bound to be technical difficulties, guys. Just please be patient with us.
Definitely,
Also,
I do feel like um, I have to look at you guys differently now as Rocket League players and me taking it around. So it's definitely given me a different like perspective of what's going on. And I applaud you for what I'm about to see. Some of the videos that have been brought to my attention with all these crazy trick shots and experts playing this, such as yourself. It's just it makes me recap everything and want to be better myself. Um, is there any like videos that we could look up that you could recommend, or trying something different?
so for most of the videos that I look up, for any starters, I would definitely look at Sir Timbers on YouTube. That's a good plug to put in there. And then there's a couple other people that I'll shadow every now and then. Squishy has some pretty good Squishy Muffins, Mariana Ruda, who is part of the Energy roster. And he has some good tutorials and definitely some good tutorial packs that you can look into. He goes into detail very well, and he is definitely a consistent player and a person that I listen to a lot when it comes to play styles and mechanics and just getting a handle over the overall game. You can also look up Verge. He has a lot of different good videos on mechanics and perspectives that some of us, overlook. There's also different bad habit videos that you can look up that go over all the basic bad habits that people don't really think about all the time. So if you ever get a chance to look those up on YouTube, they usually have the pack codes in the description that you can take, copy, paste into Rocket League, and just go over in practice and the practice setting to find out those, those details that you want to work on.
Definitely, thank you again for that bit of information. And it's just another thing that I was also wondering was the mouse and keyboard versus controller. I know there's a little bit of controversy there. What do you personally use?
I personally use a PS4 controller. Um, we actually do have a player that on our team that uses mouse and keyboard, and he seems to play just as good as everybody else on the roster. So, me personally, I've played with keyboard and mouse a long time ago before I had my PC, and I couldn't get into it with the mechanics. I bet you if I did sit there and practice enough with it, I could get used to it. But I personally love my PS4 controller, and I actually switched from an Xbox controller to a PS4 controller earlier in the season and got used to it pretty quick. So if I can do that, anybody can get used to keyboard and mouse if they just practice hard enough.
Thank you again for that. And another mention to our viewers, we are waiting on West Virginia University to join in. So thank you for being patient with us. And I hope this conversation with DBN and I is helping with any of you guys that are trying to be better with Rocket League, or considering being on the team, or trying out to be better. Um, is there anything else that you would like to add that maybe some of the novice folks wouldn't know, and you wish that you would have known when you first started, DBN?
So some of the things that I wish I knew when I was going into this is kind of the way how to go about um, Rocket League and how to train. I definitely wish I started with just the basic dribble training, trying to get a good handle on the ball and the control of the ball before I went into any flashy mechanics. Whenever you're trying to become better at Rocket League, you don't want to start off rushing into it or anything like that. You want to get a hold of the smaller mechanics first and then work your way up. I went into freestyling and working on aerial mechanics way before I had a grasp of dribbling mechanics and getting overall good control over the ball. and some very important mechanics too, like rotating. I didn't have a good grasp on rotations, and I wish I knew a little better about how rotations worked earlier on in playing. Um, it was only it's a funny story. I was playing a ranked match, and it was only then when one of my teammates pointed out that I was pretty bad at rotations and recommended me to watch a video, that I was able to get a really good grasp on rotations and how it works. And ever since then, I've been good at keeping position and just kind of analyzing where I am on the field, making sure I'm not in anybody's range, and keeping those open spots on the field closed. Just as we will see in this game, the players will try to keep themselves spaced out. We'll try to make plays where they are covering different sections of the field, so that way it doesn't get past defensively. And offensively, it just adds a little bit more of room to work with when they're spaced out and they're able to pass to each other, instead of being bunched up where you're constricted to whatever routes you have just in front of you. Hopefully, we see a lot of great plays come out of this game. I'm expecting the other team to have some really good plays set up for us today. And I know that our own roster is really pumped up for today's game, especially after winning yesterday's game. And I can't wait to see what they pull off today. If anybody coming in just now, I want to remind you that our roster today is Mikey T, Lurky, and Sad Lonely Bard. They played in yesterday's game phenomenally, and they're going to be playing again for the first game of the NACE Rocket League fall season. And today is a best of 5 game. That means that the first team to win 3 games will take the entire tournament. And
So
we'll move
cool.
on. Yep.
So cool. I'm so excited, so pumped for this. I can't wait to learn all these new moves and figure out how the pros play, since I like to play with bots, and that's the only way I can win, apparently. Another thing is, I was wondering, is it better to play on PC, on a console, or what do you think is best?
Honestly, it depends on what kind of connection you have. Obviously, if you have a PC and you put a lot of money into your PC, you're probably going to have a better frame rate connection. That also depends on your internet, by the way, connection and all that kind of stuff. You can, if you have like a $200 PC or a $500 PC with like lower quality parts, you probably are just as good performance wise as your Xbox or your PS4. But overall, it depends which console you like. You know, if you're on Xbox and you play on Xbox, that's great. As long as you're able to play the game, honestly, more players to the game, more opponents and more teammates. That's the great thing about this game, is its cross-platform capabilities, so that you can play with all your friends, no matter what console.
That's great, wonderful news. Because I don't know which one I feel better with playing, is because I have it on my Xbox. I also have it on the PC, but I noticed that I still stink at both. So I'm just trying to be better. Is there something that would help me benefit to be a better player? Like, I know with Call of Duty, having a faster refresh rate on my monitor, having a better graphics card, having the hardware to hold it in your console or your PC. What do you use?
I have personally, I have some pretty high ranging hertz monitor, and I have a really good PC and stuff. But I started off on Xbox, man. I started on off on Xbox and a box tube TV, and I gotta say, it really isn't your setup that defines the player. it's how many hours you actually put into this game and how much practice that you put towards your goal. These players, all of them, started out at a lower rank than they are, and I bet they never once thought that I am not going to be good enough. I am not going to be at this area. No, they stuck with it. They strived. They practiced. They worked hard towards what they were trying to do, and they achieved it. And look where they got them. It got them at the ECPI Rocket League team, where they're facing off against other teams and are making the most of their Rocket League experience. Just as much as I am with the team, and just as much as every person on this team. One thing I would recommend to people who are getting into Rocket League and are wondering, well, I'm not playing as good as certain players or this and that. It's practice, and also I would look up some of the pro settings. Sometimes it can be a good camera setting can be the difference between you seeing the play of your opponent and a goal getting scored on you and all those types of mechanics that are in the game. This is a very complex game that runs on a very simple engine. There's a lot of mechanics that go into this, and there's a lot of different settings that you can tinker around with. Your camera settings being one of those types of things. Maybe you just don't have the right camera settings that is good for your playstyle. There's a lot of different pros out there with tutorials on their personal camera settings. Personally, I run with Squishy's camera settings because I think it is a very balanced. Of course, I tweak some settings here and there to my own personal liking, but overall, it took me a lot of experience and a lot of playing around with settings to kind of get where it was perfect for me. And everybody, I encourage you to go out there, look at some of these settings, look at the averages of what the pros are using, and kind of just tweak your settings here and there until you find something that you like. That's probably the only thing I would recommend, that and hard work and practice to become a better player.
So you're pretty much telling me to suck it up, put in the work, and make myself better and be a part of the team, correct?
That's the short term of what I was saying.
Also, another note for our viewers, the other team are on their way trying to connect to the match. So bear with us, please. And I appreciate you guys' patience, and we look forward to this beautiful matchup as well.
These epic servers nowadays make it very hard to connect in private match. We're doing our best inability to both try to get into a match and get this whole thing going and started. So again, yes, we thank you so much for your patience, for sticking with us, and we will try to get this match started as soon as possible. Before we move on, I would like to give a shout out to our sponsors, Game Fuel and HP Omen, for sponsoring this event. And back to you, Mr. Rith.
Hey, thank you again. And a reminder to our viewers, if you are a Twitch Prime member, you can subscribe for free to the ECPI Rams channel. All right, this is what are you looking forward to see, man? I'm so stoked to watch this match go into play. This is crazy.
What I'm stoked to see is how well this team is going to communicate with each other. I really am looking forward to seeing what kind of plays they're going to make. If they're going to do a lot of passing plays, how are they going to read their opponents? What kind of reads the opponents are going to have on us, and what kind of plays they have in store for us. These are people that I personally haven't seen play before or against each other yet. And I am very stoked and excited to see what they have to offer.
Awesome. Definitely. I was always wondering, is there like a specific, so they have cars, they have trucks, they have all different types of vehicles. I'm just trying to figure out which one would be better for a novice player such as myself.
And that's a good question because there's different hitboxes for all different kinds of cars in Rocket League. The few main hitboxes that there are is the Scarab, the Dominus, the Merc, and the Octane, and everything kind of gets modeled after those hitboxes. If you are looking for a more square hitbox, you might go for the Merc. If you're going for a wider and longer hitbox, you would go for the Dominus because it is shaped like a longer rectangle and it has a farther reach. The Scarab has a very small hitbox, and therefore it's able to move very fast, like turn-wise, and is able to get up pretty quick, but that can be a disadvantage if you're trying to reach for a ball. And also you might use too much boost. The perfect hitbox for any novice player to get used to the game, and also just to kind of get used to hitboxes in general and mechanics, would probably be the Octane, because it is very closely similar to a soccer shoe if you look at it. It's a combination of a triangle and a rectangle, and has a slant in the front, just like you would on a soccer shoe, so you can get those nice touches, those dribbles, and also different flicks and plays off with the Octane. There's also another car in the game that is modeled after the Octane. We're probably going to see it a lot in this season. It is called the Fennec, and people really like that car because it has the Octane's hitbox, but it also has a wider and longer reach, just kind of like the Dominus. So it's kind of the in-between between the Dominus and the Octane. But if you are new to the game, the Rocket League's preset car that you start out with is the Octane. So you wouldn't have any problems getting used to the first car in the game because it's already preset for you.
All right, perfect. Folks, the lobby is being created now. They had same connectivity issues as last night, unfortunately, and they're happening in all matches, not just our servers or not just our match, tons over the Rocket League community. Thank you, DBN, for all that information. I definitely have a few things that I'm definitely going to try out this coming time around when I start playing Rocket League again, and see if I can challenge some of my friends to see if they notice that I'm a little bit better, or if anything, I can teach them a few things from this information that I got from you.
Of course. Whenever people are getting used to and new to Rocket League, it is always important to look over all the mechanics, get into the community. There's a lot of people in the community that will that you can reach out to, and that will always steer you in the right path. There's a lot of coaches, like freelance coaches, that are hanging around in the community and are willing to, always help a fellow player get better at the game, especially in these lower levels. That's what they look for, like the bronze, gold, and platinum categories. Those are kind of the area for improvement. And then, once you get up from there, you start getting better at your mechanics and you start progressing. And you start getting up into the area where you can't make mistakes because there's a lot of capitalization on mistakes in the higher ranks that you always are trying to practice to get rid of.
So what made you choose Rocket League to start playing and start mastering? Because what brought me there is I saw an episode of Top Gear, and they had vehicles moving around hitting the soccer ball, and I was like, wow, that'd be such a cool thing to do. Well, I can't afford to do that, so I figured to pick up the game called Rocket League because my buddy told me about it, and decided it was a fun game to get into, and is identical to what they were portraying in that episode. So what brings it to you for just a perfect game to play?
Mm-hmm. Funny enough, my friend back in 2017 recommended the game for me, and I kind of at the time kind of shook it off because I was like, I don't really want to pay for another game on Xbox. But after like looking into it on YouTube and like seeing what it kind of was and how similar it is to soccer, I was like, I was kind of hooked after that. After I bought the game, I was religiously playing it like almost every day. it was one of those things where like, if I wasn't playing soccer, I was playing Rocket League, and it kind of took up my free time. And up until now, where I'm actually using it to play with other professional players and playing on a team to take it to the next level. But yeah, it's just one of those games that I got hooked to immediately.
I can see why. I can see why. It's especially if you're really good at it, then it definitely keep driving you to keep playing. It looks like the match is it's coming around. Still having a little bit of connectivity issues. Unfortunately, sorry about that, folks. It's just happening all over the place, and we're hoping that these servers issues get fixed.
Yep. Epic's just got to get used to the servers and the coding for the overall game. They did just take over this platform September 23rd, so they've only really had like a week to kind of get used to the whole algorithm. I wouldn't blame them for any issues or anything like this, because it is a new platform for them to get used to, and Rocket League has been around for a long time, and since they made this game free to play on all systems, by the way, if you ever want to pick it up, it's just been an influx of players making Rocket League such a popular game. Since it is an esport, and there's a lot in the community who are hyped that it is free to play and they don't have to ask their mom if they can spend $15 to buy it. So the influx of players just makes it hard to manage the server, but you get some pros with the cons, and the pros is more players, more people to play with, more people to play against. It's a win-win in that category, and I'm pretty sure Epic will be able to stabilize the servers in the coming weeks.
Most definitely. It's so another thing that I found very fun to do was play. There's a mode that you get to have all these, like you got a boxer's punching glove. You have magnets and all sorts of other power-ups. Is that something that that you enjoy playing as well?
You're talking about Rumble. Yes, that is
Yes.
a special party mode, and I don't usually play it all that much. It looks like we did get the servers fixed, and we are going to start the game off. Looks like VWU is going to get a nice pass off, as Lurky is going to try to pass that in goal. Mikey is going to pass that into middle as it gets hit off by WVU. Fidel Castro is going to try to hit that into center, but Mikey T with a save. He sees it gets put mid. Lurky is going to try to hit that off, as Waffle King is trying to control this right here. Sad Lonely Bard with a nice hit, as Mikey T is going to send it downfield to the opponent's area. Mikey T trying to go for a hit off the back. Lurky comes in and scores a goal, picking up Mikey T's pass.
Oh, that was beautiful. ECPI 1-0 with 4 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock. It's looking pretty well. I find it really hard watching these guys doing what you were referring to as dribbling. Oh, that looks so difficult, especially with, I mean, you're playing with cars. Come on now.
Yep, they have to adapt to every situation. And we were saying this in yesterday's game, just some early goals by ECPI. They're doing a really good job at keeping this intense pressure, as WVU seems to have a good handle at clearing the ball, kind of reading their opponents right now. They're keeping it kind of spaced out there, as Fidel Castro is going to get a great send over to ECPI's area, almost resulting in a goal. He's going to pass it into mid. Lurky is going to get it cleared to Sad Lonely Bard, to back to Lurky, who's going to try to clear it downfield. And WVU is going to get a demo right
explosion
here. Yep.
Demolition. This is crazy. you go fast enough and you just blow up the other cars? How does that work?
So if you have a, if you're at max momentum and you touch another player's car, it'll demo them for a couple seconds and then they'll respawn back into the game. This can be very detrimental depending on whether you are on defense or offense. It can result in either a goal or a good play by the opposite team, depending on who you're demoing and where it is. We see Lurky is going to put that on net.
Oh,
a great
beautiful.
redirect back on net by Lurky. Mikey T,
Wow.
great pass into center.
That was gorgeous. That was well played. Well played.
Second
We have
goal of the game.
2-0 at 2 minutes and 44 seconds on the clock, folks.
Going for the kickoff here. ECPI is going to take that kickoff. Sad Lonely Bard with a flick right
Wow.
over the defense
That was insane.
into the opponent's goal. Sad Lonely Bard playing mind games right now.
Wow.
What a beautiful
Now
goal.
ECPI 3-0 at 2 minutes and 39 seconds on the clock, folks.
ECPI taking yet another possession of the ball after kickoff, but WVU is going to be able to hit that back down to ECPI. Coming back again, Lurky trying to go up for a double touch right off the wall. It doesn't work. Sad Lonely Bard is going to try to center that into mid. WVU is going to be able to get that off with Lurky, who is going to put it back to his own side, trying to get a save off of here. Mikey T is able to provide that save. Mikey T running up with the ball. Fidel Castro is able to put that away. Seeing Sad Lonely Bard able to get a pass off into mid. But Watchels is able to get that read to Fidel Castro, who is going to just barely miss it and puts it on net.
That was a good shot.
WVU
I'm not
picking
gonna
up
lie.
their first goal of the game.
We're 3-1 with ECPI Rams in the lead, folks. We're at 1 minute and 54 seconds. I think we got this.
ECPI has to be careful about how they're positioning themselves on the field. There's been a couple of opportunities where they left themselves open, especially in WVU's aggressiveness. So now that ECPI knows that they can put some goals on net, they're going to play this maybe a little bit more cautiously. As we see that Sad Lonely Bard is trying to get a shot onto net. Lurky is going to center that right into the middle for Mikey T to come in and take that shot.
Man, that was nice.
A wonderful pass by Lurky right over the defender.
That is gorgeous. Gorgeous shot.
4-1
We're at
for
4-1 ECPI in the lead at 1 minute and 24 seconds. Let's get it.
Lurky coming in hot every single time with these possessions right off of kickoff. Lurky is going to try to pass it in the middle with Waffle King, bringing it down the sidewall. Gets it centered off. Sad Lonely Bard is going to try to get a touch for a save. As we see Mikey passing it into mid for Sad Lonely Bard. Is going to send that to Fidel Castro, and it's going to be back to Lurky. Waffle King is going to try to send that downfield. And Watchels trying to move this downfield, but Mikey T says no and brings it down for a potential shot on goal. And Sad Lonely Bard picks it up for the fifth goal for ECPI. We are seeing to yesterday's match today, folks, as ECPI is going to try to go for the 6th goal accomplishment that they were trying to do yesterday.
That is amazing. We got ECPI at 5 and WVU at 1 and 36 seconds on the clock, folks. Let's get it. This is amazing.
Shot downfield, sends it, but Sad Lonely Bard is able to get a touch off of that save and is going to try to send it downfield to Lurky, who is going to pick that up, try to go for a shot. It is in mid. Will Mikey T get the shot off? No, and West Virginia University Tech is able to get that off. As Sad Lonely Bard is going to try to go for a passing play right here. He is going for another pass, gets it into mid, Mikey T going up for it. It seems to be right in front of the net. And Lurky's going to put it in. 6 goals, 2 seconds on the clock. ECPI is up 5 points over West Virginia University.
Wow. This is incredible, folks. What you're seeing right now is just so unbelievable. It's getting very heated in here.
ECPI
2 seconds on the clock.
Coming out of the gate, swinging. Just like yesterday, we are seeing the shadow, the ghost from yesterday's game coming out from its cave. The beast, ECPI, coming back for another victim.
That is amazing, folks. And I do believe that was very intense to play. I mean, just to even watch, rather. And the intensity of each team playing. Just what's at stake here?
At stake here, it's the first game of the NACE season. They're playing against West Virginia University, who did have some really good plays, and this second game is sure to be a lot harder, especially with their adjustments that they're going to make to their play style for both ECPI and for WVU. And this next round will definitely have some more calculated plays. But ECPI coming into this first round with the 6th goal accomplishment that they've been doing all yesterday, and I think that they're trying to accomplish this whole game for this whole matchup against WVU. Both teams playing very well right now.
Remember, to our viewers, if you are a Twitch Prime member, you can subscribe for free to the ECPI Rams channel. All right, let's see how this goes.
Let's go. ECPI with a good kickoff, but WVU seems to take the possession on this one. It goes over Mikey T, who is going to try to get a redirect on net, but WVU is able to put that downfield with Waffle King getting a nice send. Lurky with a touch. Watchels is going to try to put that on net. It comes off. Sad Lonely Bard is able to send that downfield. Waffle King is going to try to pick up the save as Watchels almost puts that on net. Lurky is going to send that into mid for Mikey T to try to pick up another shot. Lurky is going to try to send that on net, and it goes in.
Wow,
Lurky with the redirect.
Nice stuff. That was beautiful.
What a pass by Mikey T to Lurky, who just redirects that upper left 90. What a goal. And that'll put ECPI up 1 on the board for their second game here. Lurky's going to send that
folks, we just finished
downfield.
that match, that last round off at 4 minutes and 20 seconds, and we're seeing how this goes now. Let's get it.
Looks like WVU is making some very good calculated plays here. Their team passing plays are trying to be a little bit stronger here, although they are triple committing, if you can see, and that is going to cost them valuable field advantage here, as we see Mikey T is able to put a shot on goal because there's no defenders on WVU's side of the field.
As we see another goal made at ECPI, 2-0 at 3 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock, folks. It looks like we're getting it, and we're pushing pretty hard. Both teams playing very hard and getting
Lurky
it.
with a redirect right onto net. The soft touch from Lurky. Mikey T passing over to Lurky and just pizzazzed on net.
You say that the communication is unbelievable with this team, or what?
I say the communication is there, and they are definitely talking to each other right now and telling each other, hey, I'm over here. All right, I got you. And they're putting it right on net, and we're definitely seeing that come out right now for ECPI to take a 3-0 lead in the second game for the first 2 minutes of the game.
This is awesome, folks. Just
Mike
watching these guys rush around and try to make sure that they make a goal and yet save a goal as well. It's just unbelievable.
Going for a pass here as Mikey T is able to send it away. We have Fidel going to send that downfield, going for a demo as Watchels is able to pick up that pass, sending it into mid, but Lurky is able to send that away to Waffle King, who is going to pick that up and try to send it into mid, but Sad Lonely Bard is able to pick this up, goes for the boost, gets demoed by Watchels, who sends it to Fidel Castro. And Watchels is going to try to pick up that save, but just misses as Lurky senders it into midfield for Sad Lonely Bard, who is sitting in mid, ready to get a shot off of this. He goes for a save to Mikey T, who is going to pass it back. And it's going to go over to the opponent's net. Waffle King putting it right in front of net is going to try to clear it now over into ECPI territory. Gets a good center right off of it. Watchel trying to go for an aerial off of that, but is going to get hit away by Mikey T down to West Virginia University Tech's side.
Wow, this is a very, very aggressive matchup right now. Just watching it compared to the last ones that we've seen so far. Do you think that they're putting on the stress and pushing it a little bit harder this time?
I definitely think they turned up the intensity now. As we see, they're definitely pushing that offensive a lot harder this round than they did in game one. West Virginia University is doing a good job at trying to get goals on net, as we see Waffle King trying to center it up for Fidel Castro, who is just not able to get a touch off of it. Sad Lonely Bard is in net and is able to get the save off, as we see Mikey T open for a shot, blocks off the defender as Sad Lonely Bard is trying to get this on goal, just gets the miss, and it is centered for Lurky, who is going to get a miss over again, and it is centered for Fidel Castro, who is going to touch it over the defender and center it to his teammate, who is just going to get a hit away by Mikey T. West Virginia University definitely turning up the heat in this second half of the game.
Wow, what a beautiful save.
Sad Lonely Bard is able to get this save off to Lurky, who is going to pass it downfield. Waffle King is going to hit this away. Oh, no, it is Lurky who is going to get a nice demo on the opposite team. ECPI has to watch out for not going for triple commits and hopefully not getting scored off in the second half of the game. Although they are up 3-0, it is always good to play to your best ability at all times. Lurky is going to center that into the opponent's territory in the corner. Fidel Castro is going to get a good clear off of that. Sad Lonely Bard is going to try to get a touch on it. Mikey T is going to center that back to Sad Lonely Bard, who is going to try to get yet another touch. Gets the touch, but it just isn't enough to center it into the opponent's territory. Lurky trying to go for a shot here. It gets centered away by Watchels, who is then going to get picked up by Waffle King, who is going to keep it up. West Virginia University trying to keep it up as ECPI almost getting the goal there, winning this game 2.
Good games from both teams. That was definitely a lot more intensity filled compared to game 1. You agree with that, DBN?
West Virginia University is definitely putting in a lot more defense in this game than they did in game 1. As we can see, a lot better clears and a lot better rotation. I bet their communication definitely upped a little bit, and they're talking between each other a little bit more smoothly. ECPI still took game 2, and since ECPI is up 2 in the series, West Virginia University has to come back 3 games before ECPI wins 1 more game to take all the glory and all the fame.
Wow, that's crazy. Just to watch all this. There's so many highlights from this that I just, so many notes that I need to take from this. It's just amazing just to watch these players play from both teams, ECPI and West Virginia University Tech. It just makes me want to play right now. I want to do better now.
I'm watching it right now, and I'm just like, oh man, I wish I could get into the action. But we're about to get into the action right here. Game 3, ECPI up 2, West Virginia University attacking. Let's get it, boys. As West Virginia University is able to get possession off of that, it goes to ECPI's side. Will Watchels get the save off of this?
Wow.
And first goal goes to ECPI.
Beautiful.
8 seconds into the game. Sad Lonely Bard getting a wonderful clear here. Looks like a pinch, and it was just a miscommunication error on the side of West Virginia University. As they go off here. West Virginia University getting strong on the kickoffs in this third game. See if they can get a goal off of this. Waffle King is not able to get a goal. Sad Lonely Bard is able to get it centered off right off into the Mikey's territory, who is going to try to get it on goal. Just hits the crossbar, almost putting that on net.
That was very close.
Very close goal by Mikey T. As Lurky is going to pick this pass up from Sad Lonely Bard. Sad Lonely Bard trying to put that on net. Gets blocked by West Virginia University. Does a great job of blocking that shot right there. Fidel Castro is going to try to center this downfield and is quickly contested by Lurky. Sad Lonely Bard is going to go for a double touch here off the back net. Isn't able to get the double touch. Maggie is going to try to pick this up, center it for his teammate. And Waffle King is going to get a nice clear off of that downfield. As Lurky is up for this, trying to get a shot. West Virginia continuing to do some really good defense right here and is able to send it away.
That is just crazy. I'm just getting so pumped watching this. What are you gonna do after this? Cause I might need a teammate to play.
Hey, I'll hit you up after the game if you want to play, man. Definitely hyped right now to play some Rocket League. Sad Lonely Bard is going to try to put this on net. Almost gets the double touch off of the ceiling. Watchels is getting a nice clear off of here, but Lurky comes in, says, I'm gonna take the ball, passes it into middle, and Waffle King then hits it away. Sad Lonely Bard is going to try to run it up through the center. Gets it past two defenders. Gets a demo off of the defense.
That boom. That was just crazy.
Mikey T looks like he's trying to control this ball and get a pass. Just isn't able to get it past the defenders. They're definitely trying to go for a lot of aerials. ECPI doing a good job right now, keeping a lot of pressure on West Virginia University so that they don't let them get too many shot attempts on their side of the field. Lurky is able to clear that away to Mikey T, who is going to pick up the ball, try to send it downfield. Fidel Castro is able to pick that up, send it into mid, who Sad Lonely Bard picks it up and sends it into mid to Lurky, who is going up for an aerial. Just barely misses it. Fidel Castro going to send it downfield and gets hit away by Mikey T. Watchel is going to try to hit that up. A little miscommunication error there with Waffle King, who reads that ball at the same time, and they ended up pitching it up. Watchels is going to try to center that on net and gets it.
Nice shot.
Awkward angle for ECPI. Watchels gets the first goal, and they are tied. Third game. Little pressure now on ECPI.
4 seconds on the clock, folks. Can we see them come back, or does ECPI hold it for them?
Definitely West Virginia University is holding down this third game. They're saying, no, we will not go out like this. And ECPI,
Lurky.
just as I'm saying that,
Wow.
Lurky comes in with a great shot on net, keeping it 1-up. ECPI like trying to keep this win in the bag as they are up 1 point with 2 minutes left on the clock. West Virginia University, let's see how they retaliate.
ECPI at 2 and West Virginia University Tech at 1. We're at 1 minute and 40 seconds. Oh,
Sad Lonely
another
Bard
beautiful
putting
shot.
goals on net.
Wow.
Lurky with a great pass into mid. Sad Lonely Bard is going to pick up that third goal for ECPI with a 2.0 lead with 1 minute 48 seconds.
Wow.
I believe 7 seconds after the
Yes.
the round just started.
I don't know how they did it. I thought it was pretty fire earlier. It's just now the heat is turned up. It's crazy.
It is definitely spicy in here, like a jalapeno pepper. They are bringing the heat on West Virginia University. But West Virginia University is still bringing up some good plays and definitely giving ECPI a run for their money. As we see, Mikey T is going to try to go for a pass here. It gets centered over to Sad Lonely Bard, who is able to pass it up to Mikey T, Lurkey is going to get a pinch up to Mikey T, who is going to try to go for a pass into center. But Fidel Castro able to hit it away. Will he get the second touch here? It just goes slightly over, and Watchels is going to try to pass to Fidel Castro, who centers it. Nobody there to pick up the ball, but Sad Lonely Bard is able to clear it downfield, gets a second touch off the back wall. Mikey T centering that up as we see Lurkey trying to put that on net from the aerial, upper 90. Sad Lonely Bard is able to save this clear from West Virginia University as it gets centered back into the West Virginia University territory. Waffle King getting a good save over the net here. And we see Fidel Castro going for a great clear down center. See if West Virginia University can pick up the pass, and they are not able to as ECPI clears it away. Watchels is going to center that down, and Sad Lonely Bard reads it, puts it back down into
Folks,
center.
we have 10 seconds on the clock.
Puts that right above ECPI's net. Lurkey is able to get that downfield, trying to get a pass here into mid. They're keeping it up right now, and it seems like ECPI almost having the goal right there. Still keeping it up. ECPI is able to land that shot onto the ground, meaning that ECPI takes the first game for the NACE Rocket League fall season against West Virginia University.
That's amazing. That was a great matchup. Watching all these teams play back and forth and understanding how the mechanics work. Those beautiful arrow shots, those trick shots, those assists. It's just all so amazing. And especially with my co-host here, DBN, with all the expertise and knowledge, the terminology of the gameplay definitely helps myself and the viewers with this. And with that being said, we have Wesleyan University playing up and next in our matches, and viewers, it's going to be another beautiful game, great matchup as well.
So what we saw from these past couple of games is ECPI University is just bringing the same intensity that they were able to bring last night's game against NMCC. West Virginia University, though, was able to bring a lot of good plays to the board, and definitely gave ECPI a challenge, especially towards the game 2 and game 3, where they started bringing up the intensity on their offense. I say a couple players on their roster that stand out is Fidel Castro, bringing a lot of good plays. I saw him a lot getting some good clears and definitely some good passes down the board. Just not enough people in rotation or in placement that were able to sink those balls in, and definitely good defense on ECPI for getting those clears out of their section and back into West Virginia University territory to put the pressure on for those goals that led to their victory. I just want to let everybody know that our next matchup is Wesleyan University against ECPI for our second NACE game of the fall season, and that'll be coming up at 9.
And folks, reminder to our viewers, if you are a Twitch Prime member, you can subscribe for free to the ECPI Rams channel. And we'll be right back. This next game starts at 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be
Changes around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, no, We're stuck in your car on a Friday night, and we love.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the ECPI Rams Twitch channel. I'm Mr. Rith. I'm an ECPI Rams player, and we have another great game tonight. It's the second game for the NACE Rocket League fall season. And reminder to our viewers, if you are a Twitch Prime member, you can subscribe for free to the ECPI Twitch channel. And here with me is my co-host, DBN.
Hello, everyone. My name is DBN. I play for the ECPI Rams Rocket League varsity team. And today we have another great matchup. It is going to be ECPI versus Virginia Wesleyan University. And the two very close proximity teams, as Virginia Wesleyan is in our area, going to be competing for game 2 of the NACE Rocket League fall season. Tonight's game is also going to be another best of 5 game. That means that whichever team wins 3 games is going to take game 2 of the NACE season. And little plug in there for our sponsor. I would like to give a shout out to HP Omen and Game Fuel. Thank you for sponsoring us and also being a sponsor for tonight's event. And also for any new people out there who weren't with us earlier, Rocket League is basically rocket-powered cars that play soccer. So you'll see a lot of aerials, you'll see a lot of dribbling, and you'll see a lot of shots on goal. The scoreboard will be up above, and you have 2 nets on either side, and it should be a lot of fun tonight. Back to you, Rith.
Hey, thank you for that beautiful introduction, DBN. And looks like we're going to get right to it. And so what do you think of that last matchup and anything that you can take away from it?
From that last matchup, what I can take away is that ECPI is primed and ready to go, playing very well in the last matchup we had against West Virginia University, and ready to hopefully go against Virginia Wesleyan today. They are, I bet they are just as psyched as they were the first game. Getting that win was probably very big confidence booster for them. And I would expect some really good plays out of today, and definitely out of tonight's game against Wesleyan.
Most definitely. And I mean, do you think they're ready for this? Do you think that other team is ready for the ECPI Rams heat?
Well, we won't know until the game starts, but I think ECPI is definitely ready to take on whoever comes at them at this point. ECPI, who has been practicing for a couple months now, has already gone against 2 other teams and has won 3-0, sweeping both games so far. So we'll see how they stand up against Virginia Wesleyan University. And well, definitely expecting big things out of ECPI, having their having a big start to the season.
Can you explain like these 3 players that they're playing so well together in this team? How do you think they're doing together?
I think they're doing wonderfully. Mikey T is definitely a big support factor for this team. He is the team captain, and he has done a wonderful job just bringing these people together. And all these players have practiced day in, day out with each other, even off practice times, playing together, trying to get the chemistry going. And I think they have done it. As we have seen in our first 2 previous games, they communicate well with each other. They do really good rotations. Their placement on the map is in sync with each other, and they're just able to get passing plays off that you would see in pro level gameplay.
Now, I noticed that these players, they hold different kind of vehicles. Is there a specific vehicle that you would like to use for certain positions in this field, say offensive, defensive, or whatever have you, or do you just have a car that looks the coolest?
I wouldn't say that I have like a car that looks the coolest, and I wouldn't say there's like a particular car that plays better in certain areas. But I mean, if I did have to say that there was a card that was good on like defense, it would probably be either the Dominus, the Merc, or the Batmobile, just because it has a longer hitbox range, both in front and in behind it. So it's able to get those hard to reach touches when your opponent is shooting these fastballs on goal. So the whole thing with cars, though, is that each one has a specific hitbox. Dominus has a very long-range hitbox from both the sides, the front and back, and the Octane has an overall kind of balanced hitbox, as well as a Merc has a very square hitbox, and the Scarab has a very small hitbox. Most players would probably like to lean more towards the Octane because it is a well-rounded car, and the hitbox is very similar to that of a soccer shoe. So you can get very nice dribbling touches and flicks and plays off with the Octane, as it is very versatile and easy to use.
Perfect. Thank you for that bit of information. You definitely have the knowledge and the expertise in this game. And along with the terminology, it's going to make myself and the viewers at home watching this feed to help understand the game.
Yeah,
looks like. Go ahead.
We're definitely getting ready to start things off here against Virginia Wesleyan University, ECPI, getting into the game. We'll see how this matchup goes today. ECPI is on orange, Virginia Wesleyan on blue, and they start off strong. Possession on ECPI's turf. Not a Duck is going to hit that away, and Sad Lonely Bard is going to center that in. Blood going up with a touch, trying to get it on goal.
Beautiful
Seems
save.
like Virginia Wesleyan University is coming in hot out of the gate here with some spicy plays on net. Sad Lonely Bard is going to try to hit that away into mid here, as we see Blood trying to center that on goal. Sad Lonely Bard is going to get this save into the corner and try to clear this out, just barely missing, as Lurky is able to get that second touch. Sad Lonely Bard picking it off to Lurky, who is going to center it for Sad Lonely Bard, and therefore it is hit away by Blood, who is going to hit it to Bose, who is going to hit it downfield. Mikey T is controlling the ball, trying to hit it into center here. Doesn't get quite the touch off of that he would expect. Not a Duck is going to try to hit that on net, and Not a Duck is going to score that touch.
Nice shot, though.
From up above the goal. Good pass by Blood and good read by Not a Duck.
All right, it's VWU with 1 point and ECPI with 0 at 4 minutes on the clock, folks. Let's see if we can get this back.
Virginia Wesleyan University playing very well in this first game here. Is there any differences that you're seeing here between this team and last game's team?
I did notice that it seems like this is going to be another thing that the ECPI folks are going to have to take into consideration on how these guys are playing versus the last folks that they played in the last matchup. It's going to take a little bit, but I think that our team's going to come back and get this for the win.
Very well said. ECPI is going to have to adapt to just this overall new intensity that they're playing off against. As ECPI is going to get possession of the ball, Mikey T is going to run it down, try to get a pass into center. Sad Lonely Bard is there, but just can't get the shot on goal, as it is hit away by Wesleyan University. And they were trying to hit it into center and just gets hit away by ECPI. And Bose is going to center that onto goal and gets the shot in off of the ceiling. A good touch by Virginia Wesleyan University. They are up 2-0 in 3 minutes left in the game. First 2 minutes have passed.
All right, you think that they're gonna go bring back the heat? They're holding back and just watching for a little bit, or what do you think's going on? Are they too aggressive?
I think ECPI University is getting a little taste of some of the action here that they're going to be facing later on in the tournament. Virginia Wesleyan University making these calculated plays, as Lurky is trying to get a dribble pass off of there, but just ends up getting cleared by Wesleyan University. Yeah, Wesleyan University is getting some really good plays off here. Some team passing plays. They're just able to cover the sides and the middle very well. Definitely getting some good clears. ECPI University trying to get some aggressive plays off, but they're probably going to have to try to adapt to Wesleyan University's play style if they're ever thinking of putting in the goal.
I do agree. Watching this, it looks like there's a lot of defense with Wesleyan University. They're doing it pretty well. Looking like they're giving ECPI a little bit of a trouble there.
As Mikey T gets a good pass into center. Lurkey is going to try to pass that right into the middle. It just touches the crossbar and centers it for ECPI. They're fighting for possession to try to get this into the center, but Wesleyan University doing a good job of defending and getting that ball out of there and turning it into a pass and a potential goal for their team. Lurkey able to send that downfield, but it gets sent right back to Wesleyan University, who is going to send that down for a pass. They're going to try to hit that on net. Bose is going to try to go for a shot here. It gets saved beautifully by ECPI. And they're trying to get another touch in here. Bose just whipping off of that. And ECPI is going to get a goal off of that miss for that save.
All right, it looks like they have Virginia Wesleyan University is up 2-1 from ECPI at 55 seconds on the clock, folks. I think we got this still. 55 seconds, a long time. We got this. We've seen goals last game that happened in seconds.
Yes, and ECPI trying to close the gap here with 43 seconds on the clock. Mikey T is able to get it cleared down, but almost putting it on his own goal. As Sad Lonely Bard is going to pick up this touch here, and their ECPI just trying to get a pass into center as Wesleyan University is able to hit it away.
Wow, that was a nice save.
Bose is going to try to go for a pass here. Goes away as we see Blood coming in for a touch. Lurkey is going to hit that away. Mikey T is trying to get a pass downfield here. Blood is going to pick up this touch. It's going to go into center, and it looks like the first game is going to go to Virginia Wesleyan University.
That was a beautiful matchup. Anything that you can pull off from that? Did you notice that ECPI did anything different from the last matchups that they had with West Virginia University Tech?
I think that the difference between this game and last game is that the Virginia Wesleyan University came in prepared with a lot of good passing plays and a lot of good communication. And ECPI University just needs to keep that same intensity that they started off with the first team, and just not give up and really pull through here. Definitely a little bit more communication between the players. There was a couple of spots where I saw some people committing balls where the other player possibly could have had a better touch. Of course, I don't know if that person didn't have boost at that time or not, so that could have been a communication call based between themselves, saying that, oh, I don't have boost, can you pick this shot up for me? But ECPI University just needs to play this a little bit more calculated than they did the two other games.
Agreed. It does seem like communication was the fault of the last matchup not being a successful one. Would you agree with that as well?
I'd say there's definitely some communications issues, but I'd say Virginia Wesleyan University is just able to really put some hard intensity on ECPI and really giving ECPI a run for their money right now.
Yes, agreed. All right, folks, we just started off the next round, and it's looking pretty aggressive. We're at 4 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock. Let's get it, folks.
Sad Lonely Bard is going to try to go up for a save here as Bose tries to get a soft touch into the net, and it gets hit away by ECPI. Sad Lonely Bard is dribbling this into the center. Mike G is going to pick up the shot, tries to put it in center. It gets hit away by Blood, who is going to try to hit it off the net. Lurky hitting it away from their goal. Not getting an opportunity to pass it into the middle, as Lurky is going to run on this ball. Blood able to hit that away to Nataduk, who is going to hit that off the sidewall and pass Lurky. Sad Lonely Bard is going to try to pick up the save and try to get it around Nataduk. Gets around one player and isn't able to get around Blood, who puts it right in the middle of the goal. Starting off another strong game for Virginia Wesleyan University. 1 point up against ECPI University with only 56 seconds passing in the game. And we start off here. ECPI is able to get the good kickoff, but it goes to Virginia Wesleyan University, who is going to try to put that on net, as the ECPI is able to just hit it away. Sad Lonely Bard trying to get a shot off there. Very close shot by Sad Lonely Bard. Mikey T is trying to go for a pass here. Gets it back to Lurky, who is going to touch it forward. Bose is just able to get that ball centered to Blood, who is trying to hit that in on net. Misses, as ECPI is trying to get a save off of it here. And hitting it downfield, Lurky is trying to get that clear. Doesn't get the clear. Passes it into the middle. Nataduk is going to clear that to the corner. Trying to get a pass into center. His teammate seems to pick it up here. Tries to almost get a double touch. Goal open. And it is saved by Sad Lonely Bard, who is able to get that ball hit away. Mikey T almost getting a goal off of this as it gets centered for his teammate, who is going to try to get a shot off goal. Virginia Wesleyan University doing a good job about hitting that away. Lurky is going to try to hit that back into Virginia Wesleyan's territory, and it looks like Virginia Wesleyan territory is just having good possession over the ball here.
All right, what is the key thing that you think? How do you feel about aerial shots? Is that a key must know? No, I don't know. It's so much stuff I'm looking at. I just don't know what to really mainly focus on.
Aerial shots are a purely situational type of ordeal. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on the skill level of your opponent. Definitely with the adaptability feature, some players don't do good against aerial shots and saving aerial goals. Some players excel at it. So it's all about reading your opponents and finding out what are they good at. What are they good in? What have they practiced? What have they not practiced in?
It definitely looks like an art and something very hard to master.
Yeah, it's all comes with practice, as Virginia Wesleyan University is showing little mistakes here on their part, and ECPI is just trying to break through Virginia Wesleyan's defenses. As we see, Mikey T is trying to get a pass off here. Sad Lonely Bard is going to get a touch off of it behind him. And Nataduk is going to take advantage of that, try to get a pass in the middle. It gets hit away by Mikey T, who is going to try to pick this up. Hits it over one player, but Nataduk is able to clear that down to the backboard. Will Sad Lonely Bard get a touch off here? He will, and he's going to try to go up the wall here, try to get a pinch. Doesn't quite get the touch that he wants there. Lurky is going to hit it off to the side, and it gets picked up by Blood. And Nataduk is going to miss that and hits it to Blood, who is going to redirect it right into the middle. Sad Lonely Bard. It is one hit after the other. They are trading touches and plays right about now. If I was ECPI University, I would start trying to do a little bit more passing plays and really get it around their teammates by possibly going up more in the middle, because it looks like they have a very good, strong defense on the sidewalls.
As you said earlier, they're definitely having a run for their money this time coming around. Yeah,
ECPI is definitely getting a good matchup here, and against a difficult opponent, Virginia Wesleyan University is showing us exactly what they can do and their capability for the second game of the season for ECPI, giving us an idea of what to expect in the matches to come. Mikey T and Sad Lonely Bard going up for that ball. A little miscommunication issue right there, but Lurky is going to be able to get a goal. 3 seconds left on the clock. ECPI is able to tie it up in the last seconds of the game.
That was just an amazing shot. I think that Virginia Wesleyan kind of put their guard down, thinking that, hey, we only have 5 seconds left, and then just let it be. And ECPI Rams, they found an opening, took it, and I believe they're going to make it in overtime. It's going to be a beautiful matchup.
I definitely agree with that statement because a lot of players, you know, they let their guard down in the last few seconds of the game, and you always got to play it to the fullest, all the way to the end, to make sure that you just really seal the deal when it comes to winning a game. It's anybody's game until the timer runs fully 0. So always gotta play like everything's on the line. As we see, Virginia Wesleyan University is starting to feel the intensity of ECPI University, who is trying to get it downfield, and Mikey T is going to center that on goal.
Beautiful.
ECPI takes the game,
Yes.
game 2 for
Yes.
this matchup.
Beautiful
ECPI
shot.
with a wonderful comeback against Virginia Wesleyan University. They were not expecting that clear by
Yes.
Mikey T.
Yes. Good stuff.
What
No.
a game 2.
Wow, Virginia Wesleyan University definitely picked it up, and ECPI came out winning on top. Good stuff. Now these two teams are tied, game versus game.
Yep, it is 1-1. Anybody who wins this next game is going to be have the advantage for this game 2 of the fall season. See if ECPI can keep up the intensity against Virginia Wesleyan University, and hopefully get another game under their scoreboard, so they can really go into the next upcoming games with confidence.
Yes, yes. Confidence is key, and definitely practice and working on the mechanics and bettering yourself will definitely get you on top. As you've seen, both teams here have definitely portrayed that very, very well.
That last couple of seconds in the game, I would not have expected a goal from ECPI University, who just came alive at the end of the game to bring it back.
That's insane. And it was just, I did not expect that, especially with 3 seconds on the clock. Oh my gosh.
Let's see if they can keep that intensity for this third game. Mikey T is going to center that to Lurkey, who is going to send it downfield. Bose is going to get a touch off of that, try to get the read. Lurkey, who's going to put it on net, just barely bounces out as Mikey T tries to put it back in. Doesn't get the touch. Sad Lonely Bard going for an aerial and misses as well as it gets hit off by Virginia Wesleyan University. Lurkey gets demoed. Mikey T is going to center that onto goal, and it gets a hit away by Notaduk, who is going to then again send it to his teammate into center. Blood is going to try to hit that down. Lurkey is going to try to get that pass off. ECPI and Virginia Wesleyan University definitely putting some pressure and some intensity on each other's plays right now. Going back and forth on Virginia Wesleyan's territory right now. Sad Lonely Bard hitting that onto goal as Mikey T tries to get the shot off. It is a block by Virginia Wesleyan University as they are trying to even get it centered on goal. ECPI just trying to find the niche in the armor.
This is such an intense matchup. It's just, I thought the last matchup was just on fire. This one, I didn't even know you can turn up the heat this hot. This is very, very intense.
Yeah, as we see ECPI and Virginia Wesleyan University just going at it right now, giving their all, as Virginia Wesleyan University is now not going to go easy on ECPI University after they took that game from them with the surprise comeback in game 2. Looks like we're going to have a pass from Blood into center as Notaduk tries to go for that shot there. Lurkey is going to get a clear off here. Try to go for another touch. Blood is able to hit it away to Notaduk, who is going to carry it downfield. Sad Lonely Bard is going to get a clear off of this. Just misses the touch as Blood is going to try to get a touch. And Bose is going to try to put it on net. Doesn't get the perfect touch that he wants. And Sad Lonely Bard is going to try to clear this downfield Lurky see if he can pick this up and gets one flick over a teammate, but Blood is able to pick it up and send it downfield. Luckily, Mikey T is on the wall and tries to get it clear, doesn't quite get it, but Sad Lonely Bard is there and is able to get it down to midfield, where Blood takes it up and tries to go for another pass. The aggression of Virginia Wesleyan University is prominent in this third game.
Would have to agree on that. This is just crazy to even watch. It's you ever seen the Super Bowls? This is what it feels like for me.
Yeah. It looks like ECPI
Beautiful
University
save.
with a great save. Very close goal by Virginia Wesleyan University. They just need to play this a little bit more calculated, and they'll be able to maybe get a goal off on Virginia Wesleyan University. Nada Duck is going to hit this down to ECPI's corner, who is going to clear it. And Sad Lonely Bar going to try to go for a second touch here. It gets put down into middle, and Lurky is going to get this shot. Going to clear it into mid, who then Sad Lonely Bard is going to pick that up and try to get it cleared downfield. Nada Duck getting a touch on that ball, but not quite the touch he would have wanted. As Lurky comes in trying to go for a pass, it gets passed back to Sad Lonely Bard, who isn't quite able to get the pass in. Mikey T missing a touch right there. Lurky able to hit that off a goal, and Mo's trying to get another pass, keeping it on ECPI's side, but it is getting put right onto Virginia Wesleyan's territory.
1 minute remaining, folks. We're seeing how this intensity has been ramped up a bit. Both teams playing so aggressive, yet playing defensive as well. It's just, wow.
Nada Duck able to get the touch in. With 44 seconds on the clock, Virginia Wesleyan University is able to get a goal in. If I was ECPI University right now, I would try to crank up the heat as much as possible, because the pressure is on. 44 seconds left in the game isn't a lot of time.
All right, let's get it. Let's see if we can pull out another one just like the last round, where we just got it within seconds. We have about a half a minute to go. Let's keep the heat up, folks. Let's keep it up.
Let's see, Mikey T is trying to clear it downfield. Nada Duck getting a wonderful clear for his team. Tries to go for a pass here, as saved by Lurky, who passes it to Sad Lonely Bard, who's going to try to get a passing play here. Gets a little touch off of that, but it is cleared by Virginia Wesleyan University, who is keeping the pressure on ECPI's side right now, not letting them get the chance to get a goal in the final seconds of the game like they did last time. And Virginia Wesleyan takes game 2 in the series.
Yes, yes.
ECPI down by 1 game, needs to win 2 games in order to take the second game of the NACE fall season. As Virginia Wesleyan University only needs to win 1 more game tonight to take the series.
I mean, how did you feel they did different in regards to playing with their past games? It's just watching them progress, and just watching these opponents, it seemed like they ramped it up and just gave ECPI just a hard time with scoring, with even saving. It's just anything that you can throw out there for the viewers.
So the whole thing with this matchup right here is that ECPI has to go from facing a team that they were dominating against versus a team that they are pretty evenly skilled with, like Virginia Wesleyan University. They need to definitely make more calculated plays and really adapt to their play style. As we see, Virginia Wesleyan University is very good at putting those aerial shots on goal, as I was just about to say.
That was amazing. It was a beautiful shot.
Nada Duck giving a great pass to Blood, who is able to put it on goal. Again, starting off strong with the first goal of the game, like they have been for the past couple games now. As we see, Bose trying to get a pass into midfield here. Gets a little touch. The Sad Lonely Bard. See if Sad Lonely Bard is going to be able to dribble this into middle. He's not really able to, as Lurky is trying to get a pass in. Bose is going to hit that away. And it gets hit away to Sad Lonely Bard, who's trying to get a save off of that, as Nadadek was able to put that in the middle. And Lurky is able to clear that right on goal. Just a banger of a shot down midfield. A pinch from Sad Lonely Bard and Lurky.
Beautiful shot there. It was amazing. All right, we're up as a tie for 4 minutes and 21 seconds on the clock, folks. Let's see if we got this. Keep going, pushing.
Bose putting another goal on net for Virginia Wesleyan University here.
Nice shot.
Just back and forth, back and forth. ECPI and Virginia Wesleyan University answering the call. We'll see how this third game goes off again. Exciting match for this fourth game, as Virginia Wesleyan University is really putting up some intensity right now. Really putting a lot of pressure on ECPI University to act.
Yes, and it's just them pushing. I just can't wait to see more of these highlights that they're going to be putting out. It's just watching these two teams play it's going to be filled with just amazing shots, amazing saves, and some of the stuff that we've already seen is just incredible.
Lurky going to try to get a pass in the middle. It gets knocked away by Bose, who is going to put it down into center. But Sad Lonely Bard is going to get a nice little touch off of there. Lurky going up for a shot there. Isn't quite able to get the touch, as he's putting it down center for a pass to Mikey T, who can't pick up the touch here. Mikey T able to bump one of the defense off of its position as they pass it into middle. Sad Lonely Bard almost picking up a shot there to Lurky, who almost puts that in. Mikey T almost putting that in goal right there. ECPI
close.
with a lot of very close goals right now. Their intensity is definitely prominent right now, as they are in Virginia Wesleyan University's territory, and they are being up close and personal. We see Lurky going to try to go for a save here, as Nadadek is putting that into ECPI University's territory, and they are able to send it downfield. Mikey T putting that in middle for somebody to shoot on goal with, as Bose is able to save that and trying to get a clear off of that ball there, as Sad Lonely Bard is able to pass that into mid. Lurky putting that up into the corner for somebody to run onto, and Mikey T is able to get the angle onto goal.
That was great.
We have a tie game here, folks.
2 minutes 11 seconds on the clock, and we are tied.
ECPI, Wesleyan University. Who is going to take out this this game 4? It is just back and forth. As we see, Bose is able to center that into middle. Nadadek is going to pick up possession here, try to go for a flick. Looks like Virginia Wesleyan University centers that into the midfield, as Mikey T tries to get a flick off of that. Sad Lonely Bard going for a pass into middle. Mikey T almost getting the shot there. Looks like Virginia Wesleyan University trying to get a shot off there, isn't able to quite put it on goal. Mikey T is going to try to center that into middle. Lurky is going to pick this up on the wall, centered it to Sad Lonely Bard, who isn't going to get quite the touch on goal that he wants, and Virginia Wesleyan University is going to capitalize on that and get a save. They're setting up for a play here, ECPI. Virginia Wesleyan University was able to clear that there, but luckily ECPI was able to be there for the save, so that way it doesn't go into the net. Virginia Wesleyan University picking up endless saves that ECPI is throwing shots at. And we have Lurky, who is going to send this into middle, over to the side where Sad Lonely Bard is going to rotate back to goal here. As you see Virginia Wesleyan University putting a pass into center. Mikey T passing it over to Lurky, who's going to put it right over him. Mikey T goes for the demo.
Close.
Very close goal right there. Good part on Virginia Wesleyan University for getting that save.
Another very
As
close.
Sad Lonely Bard is able to
beautiful.
put a goal
Yes.
into Virginia Wesleyan University, not giving them a chance to rest here, as
Yes.
ECPI is able to pick up the point. 30 seconds left in the game, put in a little bit of pressure on Virginia Wesleyan University to make action.
It's looking like a very, very, very intense matchup this time. It's a lot of pressure from each team just to see who gets it.
ECPI is trying to get the defensive off here as Virginia Wesleyan University is doing a lot of good reads. Lurky trying to get a double touch here, just misses off of the crossbar. Sad Lonely Bard centering that into middle. Virginia Wesleyan University has to keep this up if they want to tie up the score. It gets centered over ECPI's net, and it touches ground, and game 4
Yes.
goes to ECPI University.
Yes.
We are tied up in the series 2-2. ECPI versus Virginia Wesleyan University. Next game takes it all.
This is going to be a very, very close matchup, and this is a lot of intensity right here. A lot. It's just, I can feel the heat coming from each of these teams as each team member plays and pushes their hardest at being offensive, being defensive, playing all the right moves, doing all the right things. It's just amazing watching this go on. What do you think so far?
Virginia Wesleyan University is able to bring off a lot of intensity in the first couple minutes of the game, but just when you think that Virginia Wesleyan University is able to get it in the bag here, ECPI just comes alive right at the last seconds and puts a lot of effort into making some comebacks. It seems to be kind of the overall reoccurring story here is that ECPI is able to make the comeback on Virginia Wesleyan University, who is trying to bring a lot of intensity onto ECPI's territory, who is able to provide some good defense and good aggressiveness and unpredictability when it comes to getting their shots off.
I do agree. And a reminder to our viewers, if you were a Twitch Prime member, you can subscribe for free to the ECPI Rams channel. And let's get to it. This is the fifth game, rather. Yes, the fifth game, rather. And we're at 4 minutes and 40 seconds, pushing at watching these two teams play to see who gets the win.
Yes, it comes down to the wire here. ECPI and Wesleyan University just really going back and forth with each other right now, as we think it's going to be Virginia Wesleyan University, or we think it's going to be ECPI University, as they keep on bringing out a lot of unexpected outcomes to this second game of the NACE season.
This is just an unbelievable matchup. This is so close for each team that's playing. There's a lot at stake. The winner of this will continue to go on to play to the playoffs, correct?
Yes. The winner of this game will. I'm not sure about the playoffs, but they the next game is to be determined at the moment.
Understood.
But Virginia Wesleyan University is doing a good job at defending against ECPI's attacks right now. Mikey T trying to get a save off there. Doesn't quite get the touch, and it goes to Virginia Wesleyan University. First goal of the game, as they have showed us in pretty much every game tonight. They are leading off with the first goal. But we have seen ECPI University come back twice from Virginia Wesleyan University's lead. As we see Sad Lonely Bard trying to center it to his teammate. Mikey T doesn't quite get the touch as Blood is able to put that down net to Bose, who hits it over top the crossbar. Mikey T is going to center that for Sad Lonely Bard, who tries to go for a touch right here. Doesn't quite get the touch. It gets saved by Virginia Wesleyan University. Bose gets a good touching save off of that. Mikey T trying to get a center on that. Blood coming down in hot for a touch. Lurky on defense with Mikey T. They are both up, but seem to still get a good touch off of that to prevent Virginia Wesleyan University from getting a second goal.
Crazy. Look at all this. It's just watching each player hit back to back, bouncing, just tap after tap after tap, looking like every move is strategic. All very tactical movements. It's just communication when it comes down to this is very, very, very important.
And Virginia Wesleyan University and ECPI University are both playing this very well, both communicating very well between their teammates.
Nice
and
shot.
Blood is able to score another goal for Virginia Wesleyan University to bring them up 2-0 in this final game. Both teams are playing it very well right now. Very strategic. Virginia Wesleyan University putting a lot of aggression towards ECPI and a lot of intensity on their side of the field. But we shall see ECPI answering back here, trying to get another shot on goal. Doesn't quite get in. Lurky with an above touch. It hits just the top of the crossbar. Will ECPI able to get this in? What Virginia Wesleyan University seems to be reading their touches right now, and he seemed very calm against ECPI. But we've seen ECPI come back from these, and they shouldn't think the game is over just yet. As Mikey T almost getting that goal on net.
Let's do it. This just, as you were saying, that the ECPI Rams, they'd always come back after you think that the game might be over, and just say GG's. All of a sudden 3 seconds hit and you see a score coming in, just like the last matchup, hitting overtime and making it a win for the ECPI Rams. And let's see how this goes coming in. We have the Virginia Wesleyan University at 2 and ECPI Rams at 0 at 40 seconds, folks.
40 seconds left on the clock. ECPI University has to put a goal in the net right about now if they want to win this game for the second game for the NACE fall season. Virginia Wesleyan University doing a good job at defending their net right now, holding it down. We see ECPI trying to get a shot or a pass off, as Virginia Wesleyan University isn't letting off of any of the intensity that they are bringing to this final game. And with a couple seconds left on the clock, it seems to go straight to Virginia Wesleyan University, game 2 of the NACE fall season.
Yes. It was definitely a very close matchup. Both teams did excellent. Both teams portrayed great communication, great teamwork, and just unfortunately ECPI Rams, they didn't make it out on top this round. We always have the ability to keep growing and doing better, so we'll get it next time. And again, to our viewers, if you are a Twitch Prime member, you can subscribe for free to the ECPI Rams channel. Stick around for the coach's interview.
Hello, all. Thank you for tuning in to the coach's interview. My name is DBN, and I would like to thank Coach JJ, the GOAT here, for coming in talking to us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we just played an exciting doubleheader. What were some of your favorite moments from each game?
I mean, I don't know if I have like favorite moments per se. Like, I think we did a lot of things really well. And then I think we did some things that maybe weren't so well. So I don't really have a favorite moment. I thought like in I think game 2 of the first series, like Bard had that like teardrop flick into the goal, which I thought was pretty cool.
That was I remember seeing that. That was pretty good from the ceiling, right?
Yeah, from the ceiling, and then there was the play where I think Mikey like basically handed the ball off to Bard, and then Bard slammed it right in the goal too. So we had some good plays. The pinch between Lurkey and Bard in the last series, where it was like a across the map goal in game 4, I think.
That was
So
very
I
exciting.
think we had some really cool goals, some really cool plays. Yeah.
Okay, so what are some things the Rams Rocket League team can continue to improve on?
So I think obviously the first 2 opponents of our season, the game yesterday and the first game tonight, our opponents had a really hard time keeping up with our speed. And I think that led us into some really bad habits of just playing much faster than them. So as you saw in the last series, where we couldn't just outspeed our opponents, we played an opponent who could move as quickly as we could. We ended up boost starving ourselves. We ended up double committing and breaking rotation a little bit more, and we got a little more where we had to force a play as opposed to just like letting the play develop. And I think we got a bit antsy. So I think we developed some bad habits in the first 2 games that we kind of got to iron out in practice this week.
For sure. And how do you think we will do this season overall?
Oh, we're going to the playoffs. It's not even a question. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Good to be confident.
I mean, our guys are very good. Virginia Wesleyan played very, very well tonight.
Yeah.
I was extremely impressed by the way they play. And, I mean, I assume they're going to the playoffs too. Like, that was a very good school. Like, we're a very good school.
Well, thank you very much. I would like to thank everybody who tuned in to the coach's interview. And I would also like to thank the ECPI Rams channel for this broadcast. And also, if you are a Twitch Prime subscriber, you can subscribe to the ECPI Rams channel for free. Thank you all and have a blessed day. Also, we have a match this Monday night, ECPI versus a to-be-determined team at 8 p.m. Stay tuned for that this week.